I. Is the chat working? Bruh. Oh my god! Why is it not working? Hold on. Oh. Oh. Bruh. Bruh. I just had to fuck with things. Hi, Koro. Koro, I broke my chat. Koro. Koro, I broke things. Okay, woo! Why is it showing up at the very bottom? What? Excuse me? Why is there such a delay? Bruh. This is a heavy delay. Excuse me? There shouldn't be a delay at all. I don't have it set up for a delay. Yeah. Excuse me? Why is it cutting it off? What the hell? Thank you for shouting out Kuro and Squishy, but now I'm concerned that like there is a super delay. It was not like this before. Why is it not fitting it? Excuse me? Width 800, height 600. Oh my god. Is it cropped in any way in the transform? It shouldn't be. I didn't mess with any of the like the transformation stuff. I just messed with the alignment of the messages. Bro, I pressed one thing to fix the way that my chat messages come in from the bottom instead of the top, and everything broke. Now it's like cutting off messages, and it's like on a super delay. This is not how I wanted the stream to start. Like, what? Hold on. Let me... Let me fix this. Boom. Okay. Waiter. Like, I'm in the actual Stream Elements website, and it is like instantaneous popping up there. But for stream, it's such a big delay. It wasn't like that before. I don't know what I would do to fix that. Like, it's not in properties at all. Yeah, like, Wiener hasn't even popped up yet. That's so weird. What? I don't even think there is a delay animation, like a delay setting that I could put. Huh. Boop, boop. It's a Stream Elements overlay. Because it is an external chat box or a chat widget that I bought. So it's not like the actual like chat box. properties. Let me delete that. Boom. Okay, I'm gonna refresh it. There we go! What? What was it? Just the messages were popping up, but like where the box wasn't? Excuse me? That was weird. Now your stream is frozen? Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. Now you're back. Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. Yeah. I don't know. That was weird. That was very weird. I don't know why it did that. We're just gonna save it real fast. We're not gonna touch it no more. We ain't messing with it. My God. That was an aggravating start to stream. That was like 20 minutes of just fucking... Oh my God. Who allowed me to do any of that? Okay, okay, okay. Game sounds good. Ugh. Well, I did have people in my stream, and then they all left because of that. I'm so sorry. I don't know how I'm gonna... I don't know how I'm gonna edit all of this for fucking... for YouTube. Oh my God. I know. I can't believe Talali wasn't here to be responsible for me. Look at what she does. She's not here, and I fuck with things, and I broke everything. I can't believe it. How could she? How could she leave me to my own devices? I. Just stay quiet for a second to give yourself a good place to cut and then redo the intro. Oh, like a YouTuber? Just like that? Welcome back, guys! It's me, PewDiePie! Oh my God. Go old, like old school YouTuber with it. Do you remember the old school YouTubers that had like the sick intros? Also, I'm leaving all of this in. even the beginning of like the 20-second stream that I had before all of this, I'm leaving it all in. Do you remember the old school YouTubers that had like the super intricate like intros that had like animation, and they had like a little theme song, and they were like oh my god, they were good. Hey yo. Oh, I'm gonna have to do more of that stuff. Oh, I don't want to. Oh, there's no power. Okay. We're serious now. We're serious. We got this. But I do believe what the issue was. Why can't I scan it? I love it. I need her to have a melee, because that would have been really nice. I don't have to waste my bullets, but like... let me guess. I have to do like a little puzzle. Mr. Man's gonna come back. Diddle my butthole again. I just know it. I just know it. Alright. We love the autosave. Definitely not terrifying. I'm definitely not scared. Incinerator, yep. No bullets, no extras for me. For Miss Wong. Ah, yeah, no, that's definitely not gonna lock me in there. I'm definitely not gonna get incinerated. Yep. Wow, I'm shocked and surprised. Hey, yo, girl, what up?
Bravo. Gonna burn me alive now. You'll never get your filthy hands on the G.
God, the G.
You realize that. And you won't die alone.
Girl. Nice. Nice, nice. Oh my god. I'm terrified.
That bitch knows what she's doing.
Wow. She really does. Girl, homicidal. You know, that wasn't really cool. My dress could have gotten burnt. A little rude.
Visitor clearance confirmed. Your ID is authorized until October 1st. Please return before this date.
Not gonna happen.
Oh, what? Let me... This seems like one of the areas where he's gonna bust through a door and I'm gonna have to run from him. Let me guess. Any more baddies? Hey, y'all? Y'all smell this bad? You got a big ass pool though? Just saying. A little bit of soap, a little bubble bath. Have you guys acting right?
Enough. This cat and mouse game.
The game is over.
Lost. Tell me. Is your husband still alive?
No.
Or did you kill him so you could take credit for the genes?
Interesting theory.
Are we gonna ask him?
You don't cooperate. I'll get a sample from the nest. Over my dead body.
Ada girl. Ew! Bruh, you need a tetanus shot.
Where's Leon?
You just met Leon and you spent the entire time just being a dick to him. And now you want him to save you? Excuse me? Those are not New Balances. You gotta stop sleepy eeping.
Ada?
Also, you're telling me that Ada couldn't fucking wait like 20 minutes? A bro can't just like take a nap for a split second before she's already just like
Ada?
out doing
Where are
stuff? We came this way, yeah? We hopped up here. That was Ada, so I guess Leon's gotta take the long way. Hi, go, Leon! Do I have to do fucking, what's his nuts? Mr. Beat the crap out of me again? Can't he just leave me alone? Why? Bro. Excuse me? No, I don't want that. I want that. I mean, I don't need anything. I don't have anything. Ooh, I really don't have anything. I don't even have knife. I don't even have ammo. Ooh, I have like, I really don't have any ammo. Okay, okay. Poo-poo water. Nothing. Straight up in the poo-poo water again. I swear to God, if there's another alligator bacon. You know, the first one that you didn't warn me about?
That's a pleasant smell.
Yeah, and it's all in your fucking boots. It's in your pants, your socks. Perfect butthole height. Oh, this is where I'm supposed to go. Okay, okay. This. No. I. Oh, I hope no zombie alligator comes out and bites me and gives me a little kiss. I would hate that. Oh, there's two. Oh, there's two. There's two different ways. Oh, there's two. Oh, hello. There's ammo. Oh, I hear growling. Hello? Are you up here? Oh? No water zombies? Are you kidding me? This is like prime water zombie like area. The water textures can they kind of suck. That's okay. That's okay, Leon. No one's blaming you. No one ever blames Leon. You know what? I'm kind of glad that Ada got stabbed now. She left me to go walk through poo-poo water. Hey, girl. Oh, you got little buggies on you. You should get some spray. Oh. Can I watch it? Can I listen to it? Hey, guy. Don't come alive. I'll be upset. Oh, they're all gonna come alive. And then there's gonna be, like, armored zombies, isn't there? Ooh, right in the ear. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry! That was Leon. That wasn't me. That was definitely me. I'm just blaming Leon. Alright, alright, alright. We love not being able to enter door. Scores. Hey, yo, girl. Hey. Y'all need to calm down. Can't have shit. I can't have shit. The fuck? Every door is goddamn locked. Don't do it. Oh my god. My god, Gaia. Okay. Is that what I have? Electronic part in the shape of a chess piece. Oh, is this like the chess? Is this the chess puzzle? Bro, why is every door locked? Excuse me? Excuse me? Am I silly? Am I silly goose? Yeah, they're all locked. That's plug. Let me examine. Rook. Okay. Nest record. Yep. Where do I put this up? What do I do with it? Can I watch it? Can I just digitally, like, zoop it into my brain? Excuse me? Hello? Who? Is that one of you? Is that guy up there? Is he down there? Where am I hearing someone? Oh! That was him. Alright. Bust your noodle open, guy. Ah, finally, I have a knife. I feel much safer now. Oh, okay. This is the other side. Wow, I did not want to do that. What made you think I wanted to go into poo-poo water? Huh, guy? Can I go? Oh, and you can't crouch in this game. Okay, okay. Leon, what are you doing in poo-poo water, guys? Stop. Bro, you're gonna get some sort of hepatitis syphia. I'm just saying. But what kind of fucking key is that? Can I use that? I guess let me take this back. Which one of you is gonna get it first? I'm honestly surprised there's not like a water zombie. That seems like something that they would do. Hello? Can I put... No. Dang it. Can I combine? I can't combine it with anything. Son of a bitch. Am I not? Am I not finding something? Because all the doors are locked. Yeah, and I dropped down there. Okay. I don't think I'm finding something correctly. Cause that way is gated off. That way is gated off. There was ammo over here. And that was it. I need to find circle. The circle. I need to find a wheelie thing, top part, to put into that little thingy to unlock the door area. Okay, okay. But where else am I supposed to go? This is dead end, nothing in it. Yeah. Um, I can zoom in and out. What does that mean? Can I rewind it? What about this? What about this one? Okay. Shaboop. Um, I I am actually lost right now. Bruh, sometimes it feel like that though. Oh. That's crazy. I'm so sorry. Ah, bruh. I might actually have to look this up. I'm actually lost.
Ugh, shit.
Oh, what's the music for? Oh. Oh my god, there's a mushy thing in the distance. Okay, so I don't have to look it up apparently. I just didn't slide down. Cause why would I slide down when there's like invisible walls all like everywhere? There was no incentive for me to slide down. Like that don't make it whatever. But there's something mushy in the distance. It's mushy. No one told me I would have to fight things that were mushy. I'm scared. Oh my god. I don't even think emotional support Red Bull is gonna help me out with this one. I'm just saying, chat. I think we cooked. You're gonna pop up on me, I know it. Come on. Maybe I shouldn't have shot it. Oh my god. Uh I have no more ammo. Ah! I'm very upset. Hi, Kami. That is unfortunate. Bruh, how was I supposed to know to shoot the fucking arm? There was nothing giving me the incentive to move the arm. Oh my god, bruh. Bruh. Hi, how are you doing today, Kami? Bruh. Oh, hold on. Let me equip my knife. Since I don't have anything else now. Oh, I'm coming for you. Oh, I'm coming for you. Slowly but surely. Don't mess with me. I'm Leon. I got my emotional support.
Cable car. Interesting.
Ah, but the whole thing looked like a pus lump. Bruh, you're telling me that fucking Umbrella can afford all of this, but can't afford, like, actually good electricians? That's crazy.
Where'd she go?
Where did she go? Ah. Hold on, I gotta brute force this. If it's too dark looking or light. So, Kami, I don't know if you've been here for, all of this. Oh. I have only played the original 2 and 3. And then after that, I didn't touch another Resident Evil game until 6. And then I haven't played it until... I haven't played another Resident Evil until, like, I think a month ago, where I played through 7 and 8. So I have not I've been a fan of Resident Evil. I really like the books. But I do not keep up with the games at all. I can't play it ever, but I can watch it all day. Yeah, same. Oh, it's even worse because all for the most part, like I'll put on like someone's like let's play or like playthrough of this game, but I'll always fall asleep. But the majority of the time I only watch speedruns of Resident Evil games. I barely watch like a full done through gameplay. Hold on, I got this. I got this. You tell me it's not Tug? What the fuck? It's not Pug either? For the puzzle? Because sometimes people rage quit? Yeah. Well, I feel bad. Cause a lot of these puzzles, like you're supposed to do them, like you're supposed to find the thing, and then you're supposed to go back and this is the code. I brute force every one of these fucking puzzles, and I feel bad. Cause Bacon's just like, you did that. You're supposed to go find this thing and do all this stuff, and it's like, nah. Like in the police station, I just brute forced every single of these like puzzles until I got it. So I got a bunch of stuff early on because I was just like, I'm not gonna find the code. Oh, was it Code Veronica? Or was it like the train one? RE2. Yes! I remember when that game came out, everyone was talking about whether it was canon or not. Cause like, if I remember correctly, it didn't have like any of like the main characters. It had just like a bunch of like side characters in it. And people are like, it's not even like a real canon RE game because it doesn't have like any of the main people. What are you supposed to be? Suck. I did have Rebecca Chambers. Yeah. RE0 is turbo cannon. I don't know. I feel like in the early days, people were just like, people were really protective of like the canon of RE. Boom, got it. Oh my god. I have 6 bullets now. Everyone should be scared. never played Zero. I never even, like, watched someone play through Zero. Ooh, what is it? Oh, this is where the lady was. Oh my god. More. Please. Thank you. To be fair though, I had a GameCube, but I only played it for I played it for Animal Crossing and then Mario Sunshine and oh my god, that Pokemon not XY, Pokemon, oh my god. What was it? I can see the fucking cover. It had like the dark Lugia and it had like the super nightmare Pokemon and you had to like like shadowfy them. Gale of Darkness. Yes, thank you. Those were literally the only 3 games I played on my GameCube. I did not have any other GameCube game. Ow! Oh, I don't like cutscene. Hello, it's me, Leon. I have 3 bullets.
Ada.
Bruh, she taking a nap or something?
I'm coming, Ada.
Oh god. I gotta save Ada. Everyone! Ada! Watch, let me watch this video first. Yup.
Please stop. No. Power you strike. Don't hurt him.
Oh, the little rats! Wow. Guys, he didn't listen. I think he hurt his friend.
Virus. I'll bet those rats spread it.
Oh yeah, definitely blame the rats and no one else for fucking making the rats sick. Oh, custom cubes? Oh yeah. You know, I kind of don't like that they're giving me a bunch of ammo, but I fucking dig it. Get that out of there. Store it. Oh, they have a Mario one? Ooh. Kami, you have to get it now. That should be fine. That should be fine. Oh, this is the puzzle. I also think it tells you how to lock the door in the U area. But if you have the stick, one plug, you terminal, but everyone remembers where the plug goes. Please be a pal and share it. Pretty sure the rook and the knight are on the same wall, and the bishop and the queen aren't next to each other. The queen and the rook are opposite of each other too. Hey guys, this is where you realize, I actively don't know the names or the shapes of any name of the chess pieces. Okay, okay. Rook and knight are on the same wall. Are you a rook? That's a pawn. What are you? Electronic part. Examine. Ah, bishop. Oh, I'm a little bishop. Okay, 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 okay. Rook and knight. Where the fuck's the rook? Bishop and queen aren't next to each other. Queen and rook are opposite of each other. You know what? Hold on. Hold on, guys. I think I got it. I think I got it. What are you two? I don't even know what a bishop hat looks like. Like, who's looking at bishops? I don't even think I have ever met a bishop in my life. Hell yeah. Bishop and the queen aren't next to each other. I don't even have the queen! Bro, where are they supposed to go? Where are the other ones? I never found the other ones. My God. Oh my God, I'm super glad this isn't real, or else fucking Ada would be dead. Ada would be fucking dead, guy. Oh, I'll take it. Alright, alright, alright. I missed gunpowder? I'm enraged. That is... Oh, that's the rook. How do I get all the way back over there? Do I... Where am I now? Where am I now? I'm in the monitor room. Okay, 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 okay. Does the Pope hat change for every Pope? Like, do they design their own hat? Or do they all have the same hat? Am I crazy? Nice, nice. You think it's all the same? That's kind of lame. I think they should be able to customize their own thing. You know, it's like it's their hat. Hey, guy. I don't play about that. Oh, yeah. Boop. 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 No. Fuck. Oh, 212.8. Oh my god. Shit. 2 12. Ba-doop. Oh, what is that? I got a stock. We're stocking. All tacky and shit. Fuck yeah. I'm gonna leave him do his own shit. Think rainbow peacock feather Pope hat? Bruh. That sounds hype as fuck. I came up this way. Didn't I? Ooh.
ID wristband required for cable car entry.
Okay, don't have to yell at me. Fucking. Why is the train yelling at me? You know what, Kami? I would listen to your Pope speech. Oh, that's it? Like, no ammo or nothing down here? Nothing to help me? Bruh. I think my Pope hat would be like a fedora, but just like a really like tall, like a Doug Dimmadome hat, you know? A lowrider? I didn't even think about the like the Pope mobile. I almost said pimp mobile. Shit, I didn't even think about that. Fuck. Same thing. Fuck yeah. You absolutely right, Kami. Shit. Oh my god! Who threw that? The fuck? That's crazy. Oh shit. Okay, we're back. We're back in the waterway. We're back in the waterway. Okay, okay, okay. Hey, what up, guy? Why?
Shit!
Bruh, you fucking eating these. Bruh. What does that do? Oh, oh, oh. Okay, okay. Alright. I'm out of bullets again. Schwelp. Time for my emotional support. It's okay, guys. It's okay. It's gonna emotional support out of me. I swear. Shit. Can't I just... Fuck. Hey, yo, girl. Come here. Come here. Yeah. Get your booty touched. That's what I thought. Ah! It's okay. That's okay. Don't get up. Don't get up. Don't get up. Hiya! 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 Oh my god. Bruh. My emotional support knife. I need it. What do you mean? Underdeveloped roll of film? The fuck? I'm going back to that place to develop more film? I hate it here. Don't do it. I'll be very upset. What did I say? I said I'd be very upset. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. I have to go all the way back now. Ah! Fuck! That's fine, 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 that's fine. The one fucking time I would actually like to not, like, to get hit, to use up some health items, make more goddamn space. Oh my god. Hello, my name is Leon Kennedy. I have trust issues. I have major trust issues. No one bother me. I'm doing things. Hey, girl, what up? Hi. Don't got anything for me anyway. I didn't like you. You smell like eggs. No. Ugh. Imagine just how badly Leon must smell right now. I have Rook. Queen and Rook are opposite each other. Rook and Knight are on the same wall. Okay, okay. So it should be right here then. Because then the Queen should go right there. Bishop and Queen aren't next to each other at all. Wait. Pretty sure Rook and Knight are on the same wall. And the Bishop and Queen aren't next to each other. The Queen and Rook are opposite of each other too. So Queen should go right there. Because then it's opposite of Pawn? The names are confusing me. Rook and Knight are on the same wall. Bishop and Queen aren't next to each other, and the Queen and Rook are opposite of each other. That should be Rook. Yeah. So that should go right there. And then the Queen and something else should go right there. I think so. I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get to it. I'm putting this all back in the chest. And then watch. I'm gonna run in, I'm gonna need the roll of film, I'm gonna need the dongle, and then I'm gonna have to run all the way back. Grab them. Because I'm stupid. Oh shit. I need to go down. Where the fuck do I go next? We going exploring because I have no idea exactly where I'm supposed to go. Oh, exploring. Why are there so many cat litter boxes everywhere? Oh, I have not been down this way yet. Oh, hello. Hey! Can't get the jump on old Leon. Oh, I'm gonna have to go through that area, aren't I? Yeah. I'm gotta go through the poo-poo water because everyone likes bringing Leon through poo-poo water. Bruh, this is like the fucking... This is the worst first day on a job ever. It looks like aliens. What do I need a key for? Oh, no, I didn't want to go down. I don't need an herb that badly. The fuck? Hello? It is me, Leon. I am not police officer. Hello? Oh, I need to go all the way to the beginning part to do all that. Mother trucker. Alright. Oh, but how do I do that? I jumped down. Excuse me? Supply storage room? Oh, so do I have to go through the bottom waterway? And then go over there? I haven't even gone to the garbage. Oh, yeah, that's where Ada is. Okay. Because I haven't gone into the workers' break room. I don't know where... Yeah, because that's that. Then wouldn't that lift be in that room? No, that's that lift. Ah, fucking, I can't read a map to save my life. Nor have I gotten to be able to go into the water injection chamber. How do I get there? I don't trust nothing. Hello, my name is Leon. I have trust issues. Hello, Leon. What? How do I get to that door? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Cause like, do I go? Oop! Not police station. I need sewers. I'll take a grenade. Alright, thank you, sewers. You provide me so much. You giveth, and you taketh. Yeah. Cause that... I needed to slide down. So... would I have to go back to where I got the rook from, go all the way down, past all the dead people again, and then open the door over there? Would that be it? Would that be it? Beep. Am I overthinking? Guys, I feel like I'm overthinking. Don't get up! I'll be very upsetty with you. Yeah. This should be the entrance. This should be the gate that I... What do you mean? Ah. Bruh. Bruh. I just wanted to open the gate. And I just wanted to make it easier on myself. Now I'm back to no ammo. No grenades. No. I have like half a knife. I. It's Gucci though. We are Leon. We got big wieners. That's all that matters. Leon told me so. Alright. Shit. Okay. Well, I don't think I need to find the other two to finish the chess puzzle. And I think they're in that bottom waterway area. It's scary, but I gotta do it. We have 1 ammo, no grenades, a hope and a dream, big wieners. We got it. We got it. Look at us. Listen, Ada needs us. I don't even like Ada. It's all the way over there, yeah? Boom. And then there should be stairs down. Okay.
Was that?
Oh yeah, you know, that was David.
Oh my god, this is getting worse.
Oh yeah, there's definitely gonna be like a mini boss. Oh yeah, look at. I have knife and that's about it. Great. Oh, I need knife. I'm poisoned? Excuse me? Yep. Nope. No, you can't poison me. I'm unpoisonable. I don't even have knife. Ow. Bro. Please. I have no ammo. I have no knife. Leon, can you punch me? Leon, can you melee? Oh. Yeah, I want more herb. But I don't even have the king. Oh, excuse me? What is the... What is that? Oh, let me guess. I'm gonna go through there and then like... another king plug? I don't even have the king thing. Am I supposed to already have had it? Oh, that's a queen plug. Okay, okay. Another queen plug. I ain't touching shit yet. Oh, you know what? Fuck. There's no ammo or at all during this. I'm gonna take that plug out. Something's gonna come out of there. And it's gonna fucking chase me and I'm gonna have to kill it. That's so fucking lame. That's so lame. Yeah, queen. King plug over here as well. What the fuck? Bruh. Oh, I don't need to combine it. I need to examine. Boop, king. Yep. Can I have... What? I need to do this as fast as possible so I don't take a lot of damage. Okay. Ah, let's just fuck it. Yep. Fuck. Am I? I'm not stupid. What doors open? I need to put the queen in there. That closes that one. There is a king one on the outside of that. Okay. Come on! The flame forward.
Son of a bitch.
Bruh! Oh, well, I don't like that. I don't like that sound. What am I doing? I have to go all the way back through there. Mother trucker. Okay. I need exactly someone else to play this game for me. That's what I need. Ah, this is hard. There's so much thinking. Who enjoys thinking when playing video games? This is why I like Doom. You find keycard. You open keycard. Keycard opens doors. You shoot things. You run and shoot. That's it. No think. Only shoot. Only bam bam. Go bonk. Oh, they're all right there. Mother. I really wish they showed you the path so I could, like, remember it. Alright, we're going. Run, Leon, run! Run, Leon, run! Run, Leon, run! Leon! Leon, no! Leon, don't inhale it! Leon! Leon, run! Leon, run away! Leon, run! Leon, run! Leon, run away! Leon needs the chest! Needs the chest! Leon, please! Leon, we're not safe! Leon, they bad touched us! Where the fuck is Ada? Man, why is she taking a nap during all of this? I need her. The fuck? She didn't help with shit. The Bishop and Queen are next to each other. What's the rook? You're a rook. Bruh! I am the smartest fucking creature in the world. Bruh. First shot! First shot! Oh my god. Chess puzzle what? I may not have any ammo, but I have brain wrinkles. Fuck yeah. Ada, I have no ammo, Ada. Can I borrow yours? Mom says you have to share. Ada, Mom said. Hi, Vast. How are you? Bruh. I have 160 like flamethrower and then that's it. That's it. I have no ammo. I am ammo-less. Boop. Did it. Bruh. You're doing fine? That's good, that's good. Fast. Oh my god. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I have my emotional support Red Bull. And that's all I really need. That's all I need today. Well, I need ammo, but I don't think the game is going to give me that. So, I've been carrying around high-grade gunpowder for like almost 2 hours now, and I haven't found anything else to go with it. So yeah.
Jesus Christ!
Oh. What am I doing? What am I supposed to be doing? Oh. Woo!
It's still alive?
Do I have any ammo for this? I don't. Boop! Ah, now I do. It's Jover for this bitch. What?
Bet I can use the crane. Now I got you.
Whoop! Oh, I don't have anything to stab him with. Woo! Am I dead? Damn. Okay, so don't. Boop.
Now I got you.
Bruh, I did it. Oh, I had to reload. Bruh. Boop.
Let's do this.
Oh, please go right faster. Perfect. Hell yeah. So, like, he'll be back in like 10 minutes?
Let's hope that's the last of them.
Yeah. It'll totally be the last of him. Where the fuck is Ada? Ah, excuse me? What do you mean that was... What do you mean there was a flash grenade and mag ammo in there? Excuse me? Oh my god. Ah, yes, where was I supposed to see all this stuff? So fucking tiny. And a knife? Oh my god. Oh my god. The brain aneurysm. The brain aneurysm's coming. Oh my god. I am enraged. I am enraged. Yes, I have 5 bullets now. I love it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ada, there better not be anything else in there. Ada better still be there.
Ada! Ada, where are you?
Over here!
Ada!
God damn, I fucking... Oh my god.
I can't get it out.
Hey, oh.
I should,
Just do it. I can't walk like this.
Bruh, okay, calm the fuck down.
Hold on.
Fucking red... Umbrella couldn't make you,
I
like,
can do it myself.
Just relax, okay?
super indestructible tights.
So, what do we do now?
Go home, take a nap. Fuck these people.
Out of here. You still can.
Yeah,
not
I'm
the
with
same
Ada.
you. Not like this.
You don't understand. The situation's worse than I thought.
You're not getting rid of me that
Yeah, you should.
Detective.
She should get rid of you that easily.
Now it's my turn.
Didn't realize we were keeping score.
I hate these people.
Grab my shoulder.
Don't push it, rookie.
Okay, just trying to help. Watch your step.
You want to help? We have to get to the nest.
Nest?
Umbrella's lab, right beneath us. Net let it slip. That's where the virus samples are.
Also,
Up for this?
it really bothers me that Ada Wong is wearing that red dress,
Work to do.
but that little black part is a bra. It's a bra. You're telling me that you don't have a bra for that dress, so it's not seeable? Oh, there's nothing in here. No ammo, no nothing. I had big boss fight and you're gonna give me nothing? Ada, you couldn't even climb out of the trash?
The cable car will take us down to Nest. My wristband's our ticket to ride.
Nice. Where'd you get that?
Borrowed it. Anyway, we're almost there.
Like, it... Ada Wong would never dress like that. Ada, look at this puzzle I did! I got to you! I did puzzle! Are you not happy for me? Are you not congratulating me? Do you not think I'm smart? You should go, oh, look at you, little smart boy! Tussle my hair.
Damn leg.
Let me carry you.
No. That'd only make me feel worse.
Oh, so like what, now you're infected? Or is it just like lockjaw? Because girl, you need some shots.
How's the shoulder?
Worse than it looks.
What a pair. Both got one foot in the grave.
Come on, hurry up.
That should take us where we need to go.
Ada, did you see my flamethrower? Do you like it? Do you think it's cool? Ada, do you think it's cool? Ada. Ada, do you think I'm cool?
This may be a one-way ride, so be prepared, Leon.
What does that mean? Ada, I have like 3 things. Ada, I have nothing.
This tram is bound for Nest. Do not exit until the final destination.
Also,
What I was thinking?
they've been like
I
fighting.
can't wait for the FBI
They've
to
been
raid
going
Umbrella
through,
headquarters
like-
and take those bastards to justice.
True horror.
I agree, but to be clear,
At
You're not
no
working with
point did
the
they
GPS.
stop for like a
a
snack.
federal case. Once we get the G-virus, I'm back on my own. Hey, Leon. Trust me?
No!
Trust me?
Honestly, if I didn't, you'd probably be dead.
Right.
I thought I might need your help, and I was right. If you can secure the G-virus, I can make sure what happened in Raccoon City never happens again.
Ada. Save yourself.
You always say that, Ada.
Not the authority.
Look at me. I'm a liability now. If I'm gonna finish this case, you're the last hope I've got.
I'm not just gonna leave you here. What if you're attacked? What if you need help?
That's not an answer, Ada. That's sexual assault.
I'll be fine. Don't worry about me.
I'm not. I'm worried about me.
It's through.
I will be calling the
I'll
police.
see you again. I got plenty to live for. Trust me.
Now, Nest.
Man, she really found a sucker in Leon.
Please, we don't have much time. You're gonna need this.
Just like, I'll give you a kiss, and then you're gonna go do this really hard thing without me. Huh, sucker.
Leon. Counting on you.
I'm counting on you. My God. Ada didn't even give me... Ada did give me a kiss. But she did not ask for my consent beforehand. I want everyone to know. I don't... These are things still showing that I need... I'll need them, but I don't know when I'll be using them, because I'm assuming this is like end of game stuff. Am I wrong? Hello? Hell yeah, cancel Ada Wong. Hello. I have exactly 3 bullets. And I got forcibly kissed by a woman. God, women scare me.
For your safety, stand clear until the doors are fully open. For your safety, stand clear until the doors are fully open. For your safety, stand clear until the doors are fully open. Welcome to Nest. Enjoy your visit.
Oh my God, I will. Thank you. Ding ding. I have appointment.
I wonder where the G virus is.
Nap room log? There's a fucking nap room? Bruh. 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 Oh. Someone's taking the internal nap. Why is there a save right here? Why is there another thing? Oh, is this where I use all the key? Here, let me examine. Boom, boom. Sewers key. Key to sewers. What was that key for? Excuse me? Oh, the workers' break room or the water injection chamber, I bet. Dang. I could have gotten stuff from there. Schmelpies. Hello. Bruh. People spilling shit. Who puts jellies on top of the microwave? Talali! Talali, why weren't you here like 2.5 hours ago? I fucked things up and you weren't here to tell me to be responsible. Talali, I needed you the most. Can I not take pizza? Bro, I would really appreciate, like, a slice of pizza. I've had a really hard day. And they got chips. They got no brand chips. No, Talali, you're supposed to be here. You're supposed to hold my hand. You're supposed to tell me that things will be okay. And you weren't here. So I fucked it up. It was awful. Took me like 30 minutes to get the chat working again. Delali, how could you? Delali! What do you mean? I'm like super authorized.
Refrain from entering.
What are you talking about? Where's the thingy? Oh, there's another door. Well, how was I supposed to see a door there? That's like super hard. I can't believe it.
Hello, princess.
Hello, princess. Hello, princess. Hello, princess. Princess, is that you, princess? Hello, princess. Milady. Hello. Princess says there are people here that need helping. Princess says to be responsible. But I don't always listen to Princess. I don't. Princess yells at me. Come here. Bruh. I thought it was a coffee pot. Hello.
Our menu is designed for your nutritional needs using our latest biological research. Please enjoy our tasty selection of healthy foods.
I will. Princess says they're very good. Princess says. Hello. Why are you walking away from me, Princess? Princess. Princess, stop moving!
Just
Oh, shit. That was the funniest animation. I'm not gonna lie. No worries, Princess. Princess Bacon. We'll have to step away. I have Princess Chihuahua here. Princess will help me out. Princess will save me. Hello. Princess says to eat your queens. Bruh. So aggressive! Princess, they are aggressive, Princess. You never told me they were aggressive. Beep boop bop beep bop bop beep bop boop bop bop. It is me. I am little rat scurrying through the vents. Hello. Princess says I must And do it. Even though I am scared. Oh. Oh, gunpowder. I'm so fucking scared right now. Hello. Hello. Is it you I'm searching for? Oh, eggies? Pancake? Oh, I am no better. Bro, if that wasn't moldy, I definitely would be grabbing that pancake right now and just shoving it in my mouth. Ain't even gonna lie. Ain't even gonna lie. Ooh. That don't look good, though. That don't look good. They got slushies here? Fuck. Bruh. Give me knife. Give me knife. Ah, I have 2 emotional support knives now. Ugh, it's over for these bitches. Punches. 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 Punches says emotional knife support. What else is in this room? Why is it still red? Why is it red? That means I'm missing something. Come at me, Princess. He took my emotional support knives. I was so scared. I really was scared that I wasn't going to be able to get him back. My emotional support knives. Hello. Hello. Yeah, yeah. Oh. Oh. I don't like how intense the music is getting. Yeah, yeah. Muff? I assume I have to find something to put in there? To not spell muff? Hello? Hello? Is it me you're searching for? You good, bro? It still says there's stuff in here. Bruh, why is it still showing red? You're always searching for Grym. You should not be searching for Grym. Cause Grym... The Grym does not even know what they are searching for. That was literally it. Grym has no knowledge of ever being in this area. Hello? Is it me you're searching for?
Dr. Lee, your presence is urgently requested
Oh.
by Chief Cartwright in the East area.
That's not my name. Silly computer. I guess I will not be using that stuff as of right now. To the main shaft! Bonja Shesho. Hey! Hey, my guy! Oh. Oh. Retrieve. Hey, yo! Ghost? Oh my god. Call of Duty crossover when? I'm Alpha. That's not Alpha. They are liars.
G-virus is in the west area. Darn.
Boop. Bro, this looks so cool. What's that stuff? Is that magical sciencey goo? Well, we love some magical sciencey goo. What the fuck? What, I gotta go all the way around? Yep.
Senior staff clearance required for bridge access.
Beep. Oh my god. They really want to, they really want to push this game. Take forever. Hello, poor Josh. Hello, it is me, poor Josh. Hello. Why is there bugs in here? Actually. Oh, y'all leaving needles out? What the fuck? The fuck? That is not okay. More gunpowder. Oh my god, more gunpowder. Yes. Who just has excess, like, gunpowder? You know? Who is not making bullets immediately when you get gunpowder? That's what I want to know. Guys, my emotional support energy drink is backfiring on me. My tummy is getting upset. But I cannot stop. No map. No map of the area? You're gonna let me no map it? Not even gonna give me a hint of map? Stop that. God, that sounds... We can go to the other room. Fuck! Okay. Yeah. We are going to this room. Wow. Very Biolanty of you. I like it. I like it.
Senior staff clearance required for
Oh
computer
my
access.
god, just give it to me. Oh. Well, is that what that guy has?
Jesus. What happened here?
You're telling me that I can't just, like, shoot the glass? And just, like, take it from his hand? Boop, take it. Boop, boop, take it. Bruh, you fucking serious right now? You jorking my balls? You guys ball jorking? Y'all ball jorking? God. They're fucking ball jorking. Come on. Please stop jorking. Oh my god, this one I am actually terrified to brute force it.
Dispensing solution now.
Ayo. Ayo. I take it. You know what? Error, boop, beep, barp, schmoop. Error, okay, okay. Beep, morp, boop. Bruh. Okay, but like, how many wee-wees would be blasted off right now if I actually brute force this one? Shit. Hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. Damn it. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Oh my god. I'm so close. I can feel it in my little giblets. Guys, I can feel it. I can feel it. Hold on. Dang it. Fuck. Shit. Bro, that'd be so cool though. Y'all jorkin'? Just go around. Boop. Alright, alright. Oh, oh, F double F. That, someone remind me of the sounds I just made. Thank you. Hold on, hold on. Poof. Fuck yeah! Bruh, I'm so smart. Look at me! They'll never know. They don't appreciate my genius. Okay. Currently empty. Alright, alright, alright. Couldn't I just put a bomb? No. No. Scooping. Ow, 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 ow. Hello. It is me, Leon. Oh, fuck it. Map. Oh, I love map. Oh, I love map. Oh, yeah. Bruh. I'm a map-loving fiend. No one loves map more than me. Hmm. I don't think this is good plan. This seems very open, very wide, spacious. I do not like. The plant has blood. I do not like. Why does plant have blood? Oh, there's no power. Oh, why is there never any power? Hello? I have grenade. I have grenade and I am definitely afraid to use it. Fuck yeah, I got achievement. Heck yeah, guys. I got achievement. Oh, trophy, 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 trophy. What does trophy do? I must examine. It makes the huh, and then the dash, and then kind of like a huh, and then huh, big dash. All right. I got it. Someone remind me of those noises. Someone remind me. Later, I need someone to remind me that I made those noises. Ah, shit. You know, I'm just gonna discard. Yes. What do I need for that? Circuit breaker. Do I need something to break the circuit? There's green herb. Alright. No one fucking told me there was gonna be liquors in here. No one told me. No one told me. I actually jumped with that. I want you to know that. I actually fucking jumped. I almost shit my pants. No one told me there was gonna be fucking liquors at the spot. Ah! There's two. Oh, there's two. Oh. Fuck. Fuck. Why is there two? 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 Huh? Why is there two? Why is there two? Who said? Hey, Grym. Hey, guess what? There's gonna be two. Let's put two right there. Bruh. I gotta go back through them. No one fucking warned me. None of you guys are my friends. No one says, hey Grym. Hey Grym. There's things. No one says that anymore. Now they're just fucking lickers. Come out of any fucking vent. Out of my butthole. I don't know anymore. Fast! You're supposed to... Fast! 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 You're supposed to play the games before me. You're supposed to read my mind, know what games I'm gonna play today, and then go, hey Grym! Hey Grym! Hey Grym! There's these things in there. You should watch out. Fast! 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 Oh, I'm No! It's Talali's job to help me become responsible. It is your job to know what games I find scary. Anywhere else? Oh great, I'm at the beginning again. I'm back in the fucking building. I hate this place. Oh, well, that's kind of cool. I like that. Let me save. I don't shit my pants. Presentation room. Oh, different room. I was gonna be like, isn't the fucking giant thing where I put the code in over here? Different room. scared as fuck. Ah, what was the noises? What were the noises? It was the and then the and then the kind of and then all of you were fucking mean. I'm out here fighting for my fucking life. Oh no. I have to go back there. Fuck. Why? I don't want it. I don't want it. Ugh. Ugh. You know what? I don't want to. I don't want to go back where the liquors are. I gotta go to the drug testing lab. Fuck. The fuck is that? Hiding in the corner. Plant 3, bot, boop, bot, debot, required number of P. Cool immediately. Okay. I swear to God, if that thing comes alive, I'm gonna shit my pants. I hate it here. I hate it here. Don't you come alive. Okay. It made me feel better. It's all that matters. Why he kind of shaped like that? Oh my god. Use.
Manual mode. Engage. Adjust amount of solution to match cartridge capacity.
No! Oh, okay. Okay. Oh. I already know. Bada bing, bada boom! I am the smartest ever! Ta-da! It is me. I am smart. I just have to run, poop, splop, beep, bop, beep, bop, beep, bop. Bruh, I have to run. I have no more flame. Oh, do I know how to make flamey flame? Gas flame? Flamey flame?
Ignition temperature is outside acceptable range.
Ah, just shove in the fridge for a second. What? Excuse me? Where do I keep it cool? Where do I put it to cool it? Am I silly? Am I crazy? Excuse me? Like what? Yeah, cool immediately. Okay. Where do I cool it? Where do I cool it? Do I have to go over to the lounge? Do the circuit breaker stuff? Put it in like a fridge? Go all the way up, boom. Run past everything. And then go to the greenhouse? Is that what I have to do? That seems like something that Resident Evil would make me have to do. Not even gonna lie. What the fuck, bruh? Go down. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm sorry. It says Murph. Does it have to be perfectly, like... Okay, okay. Okay. So that is not it. So that's not it for the lounge. What? The solution is something in the room where you make the compound. I went around the room, but there was like nothing that was like popping up. Nothing was... Let me go really slow. There should be a thing that you can slot it in that instantly freezes it. No? Nothing is popping up. Because at first I thought it was going to be like this thing, but... There's nothing that is like... showing, because I thought it was going to be like this, because it's like on and it's making noise. But there's nothing for me to touch. And like power's on. So I don't think I have to like go do the server room stuff. Yeah, no, it just says place cartridge into solution dispenser, add the required amount, and then cool immediately. Server rooms are cold? Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, well, I thought the lounge. But I guess server room? And then I just immediately have to like run and then just like get back in there. But that's like a really long... I guess it's Resident Evil. They don't care. It also doesn't tell you if it's like cool or not. Because now it just says destroy plant 43, and I was just like, The name will probably change. Yeah, I guess so. And then I thought like, oh, I had to put it in the flamethrower and just like use that. Which would have been cool. Because there's nothing in here either. Because I tried. Boop! And it's like, meh!
Error. Solution temperature is outside acceptable range.
So yeah, I guess I can go down and try the server room stuff. But this is getting a little frustrating. When Josh I'm getting a little frustrated. Just a little frustrated. This is close to the end of the game. Yeah. I don't know. It's just like it's this part of the games that just really frustrate me. Not like it like it's a little frustrating because like I don't need them to be like go to this room and over here is exactly where you need to cool it. But make it a little bit easier, you know? Make Leon be like, oh, server rooms are cold. I should go check that out. I could cool it there. Something to not have it like in your face, but like just a little thing that the character said or read. Cause like there's no other notes being like this room is ice cold or whatever. Or just something. Oh. Ooh. Lenny's upset. Oh, I don't like the fact that they're giving me ammo in here. I do not like that. And more knife? Oh no. Not the knife. I'll always take more shotgun shells. Thank you. I have 3 knives now. Oh, my emotional support knives. Is it cool? Are you cold? Okay, but how long do I... Is this the correct thing to do? Like, how long do I know that I have to stand here for if it actually works? Should I mix it up? Oh, I gotta run! I gotta run for it! Yeah, we probably should have. But that's a problem for not us. Gotta run, gotta run. Boom. Boom.
Error. Solution temperature is outside acceptable range.
Bruh. You know what? You know what?
Just
Now I have to deal with you. You know what? I'm gonna figure it out later. I'm gonna end stream. I'm gonna end stream. I'll figure this all out off stream. Cause this is getting a little frustrating. And then Wednesday we're gonna finish it. Depending on how fast I finish this game, depends on if I start 3 on Wednesday as well, or if we're just gonna finish 2. Cause like, if it's only 2 hours, then I'll probably start 3. But if it's like longer than 2 or 3 hours, then we'll just do the end of 2. And then I'll start 3 probably next Monday. But I am very confused and I need to go figure it out. But I will see you all Friday. There is a game coming out Thursday that I'm very excited for, and or not the game, but a demo should be released. And I'm gonna play it Friday. I'm so excited. But yeah. So Wednesday, we'll finish it, hopefully, knock on wood. And then Friday, I have a demo that I want to play. Because I might just go ahead and just buy the actual game. Hi, Dingo! But then, depending on if I finish it Wednesday, we start 3. Bye, Vast. Love you. Dingo, you just came at the end. Okay? Y'all be good. Eat food, drink water, take naps, go outside, get a little bit of sunlight. Just a little bit. No tan. Only a little bit of sunlight, and then go back inside. Spread rabies. Okay? I love you. Bye. 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 Bye, Dingo. I love you too.